Hi guys, welcome back to HadalTV. Today we have Mr. Speaker Khalid. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, man. Big up my two brothers. Big up my brothers from HadalTV. And yeah, man, it's kind of a bit of a pleasure, man. I'm not used to this side of the room. I'm used to where you guys are, but big up my brothers HadalTV. And yeah, I'm all right.
So
Bit
those
nervous, but I'm not used to the interviews and all of that and podcasting and
nothing to be nervous
bit
about.
out of my element.
Welcome to HadalTV.
Yeah,
Obviously we trying to Khalid is from London. Obviously
yeah.
we had a much voice. I know that he's making it obvious today. Do you know what I mean?
I can't wait to play you guys, man. Soon, man. I don't know, mate. It brings back memories of Will Torp. If we win the league there.
You should never look forward to going to Old Trafford. I know we're on a down at the moment, but never mind. So, Khalid, tell us about yourself. Obviously, what do you do?
Yes, big up.
Media.
Well, my name's Khalid, aka Mr. Speaker. We're part of Somali Speakers. We're a live stream sort of network that streams through multiple streams and platforms. And yeah, man, we just bring unfiltered Somali type of topics, conversations, bring everyone aboard. And the ethos is have your say, the SS way. And yeah, that's what we're promoting, especially from the live stream type of world where, yeah, it's a bit tough. It's a bit of a uneven playing field due to the fobs on the TikTok, and especially they've got the live stream sort of a smash. But I feel like the diaspora's coming through, and yeah, man, that's what it is. Basically, we're more into live streaming. We give it to you raw, live. You could join the panel, have your say, and yeah, it's open to the public.
Nice. Just jump in. My name is Ahmed, obviously, for those who don't know. As always, like and subscribe to all channels, HadalTV, Somali Speakers. That goes without saying. What's kind of like your origin story? You said we are the Somali Speakers. Is it just yourself? Is it a one-man band, or is it quite
it's a group of us. There's about 4 to 6 people, and we're just on different type of platforms, like I said, and we're just mainly concentrating on just talking about current events and giving a perspective of it's our view, our issues. You get where I'm coming from, because you've always seen the Somali sort of narrative played out in Western media, where they control the narrative, and sometimes Ahmed and my brothers as well, you lot could testify where you like, that's not really it. That's just all sort of. We ain't got power of our own media, so we thought, it's about time that we started controlling our own narratives and having our own say and seeing what we think and giving it to the people.
And what inspired it? Like, what was the first time, or what was the first platform you were on, or the group? How did it start? Is kind of like what I'm getting at, basically.
Basically, how it started was I used to me and a group of us used to actually go around and just be on live streams, many other live streams, but we started noticing all Somalis are scattered around, and there's not actually one platform that we have. Does that make sense?
Was this
I see a lot of which is just Somali run, and how it's owned by us, run by us, and speaking about our own stories. And then we started noticing a lot of racism, Islamophobia towards Dadka Somalida, and then we thought, you know what, why can't we just do our own stream where it's dedicated to, Dadka Somalida?
So what platform is that? Is that on YouTube or TikTok?
That was on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And then now we've just, recently in November, we've joined TikTok. And, the following's getting there. We've kind of changed up the European sort of version, because a lot of fobs, like I said, a lot of fobs and Americans had a stronghold. And now that a lot of the UK, especially the UK-led majority Europeans, people can't really tell which is diaspora, but majority UK-led streams that now that we're appreciating, that's actually coming out there.
That's good. So like you said, obviously, like the news stuff. Like, so are you covering like the Somali Wakoi side, or are you just covering the whole region?
All of it, man. From, like I say, from Djibouti, because we're all scattered around the place.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So we've got people from different regions, we've got different like speakers, different moderators that are all from different parts, and that's what we kind of pride ourselves on. Does that make sense? So everyone has a say, and everyone brings up, and especially nowadays, especially when we're seeing because we do live in the age of, what's it called? I call it the age of information. The year of information, where news is straight from back home that you could just see, and then we can interpret it for ourselves. Does that make sense? Seeing as we speak the language, we're from there. Hence why.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I think the last time I've seen you, like obviously you're covering the news, was like the Jord Ramadan. It was like the drone attacks are happening in a small town in
Yeah.
South. Because obviously, the first time I heard that news was actually from your platform on TikTok.
Yeah.
I could see the debate was going on between a lot of people. Like some people trying to make it a Qabil thing, some people trying to make it. You know what I mean? So it was quite like informative, like really.
Yeah. And it's intense as well. It's a bit of intense. But again, HadalTV, like I'm saying, have you ever heard of that in the mainstream media where like Turkish drones actually kill? You were allowed to say this first, so I thought it was a different platform. Turkish drones, because I thought it was the other platform. Turkish drones that actually unalived 20 Somali citizens. I mean, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
if it was in any other country, any other people, it would have been mainstream media, right? Sahala.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like you're saying, it was the first time you heard about it, and I was kind of shocked. And that's the type of ethos that we're promoting, Wallah, because when I was, especially on YouTube, and especially that English-speaking Somalis, you don't really hear them speaking about these type of subjects.
I think it was 26 people that died in there. It was like mainly
Yeah,
women. And I think
mainly
I
women
tried
and children as well.
Yeah, I tried to look at it. I tried to look up information on that the next day. So I think I seen that debate that you were having that on your platform. It was at night time, and I couldn't find anything. And then the president of Somalia didn't say a thing about it. A thing.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
Yeah,
Somali media didn't cover it. The Somali president didn't speak about it. It was like just brushed off the carpet. It's like to me, he didn't want to upset the big brother. I mean, the big brother I'm calling Turkey at the moment in time because they control absolutely everything in Somalia at the moment.
Yeah,
especially in the south.
That's what again, and I kind of challenge a lot of young Somalis, and especially in the diaspora. Like, why isn't that type of news front media line? Does that make sense? Why isn't it mainstream? Like unalive internal, like hitting. Imagine this: if that happened to any other country in the world, yeah. There'll be a media uprising, a foreign drone killing 20 of your citizens. That's unheard of. Especially in the month of Ramadan as well. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy, but it's the times that we live in, unfortunately. And this is why I always question people: do Somali lives actually even matter nowadays? Does it?
That's crazy, bro. Like we don't want to. Like we're looking at these kind of things that are screen TVs right now, where just crazy stuff like that happening right now. But I mean, obviously everybody is like upset about what we're seeing on TV right now is going on, all the killings and all that going. But I just feel as that like Somalis are very quick to speak on other people's issues or other people's like. Obviously, there's a lot of tragedy going on around the world.
Yeah.
But these things are happening in Somalia right now. And
Yeah.
I think no one's speaking about it. You don't see anyone posting on their Instagram or, do you know what I mean? Like, it's wild. Like, why are we not talking about this? Obviously, I know you are.
Yeah.
I've not seen other platforms or even like news channels or like that people actually the news channels that come out from Somalia or even Somaliland. I've not seen anyone covering like that discussion that you're having. What do you think the reason for that is?
I don't. Do you think hence why it's not? Maybe there's not a lot of media cover. Maybe a lot of people are disattached. Maybe a lot of people are unaware. That's another thing. If you're unaware, you will be disattached and disenfranchised, and maybe is everyone to themselves. Slight qabyalad as well. Let's all be honest, man. Somali qabyalad ma kala haran. That's one thing. I think that's synonymous. Waxaan kala reebi kari weyne. So that's another element. That's another factor, and yeah, it's just. I'm just like you. I'm dumbfounded when I see that. When I saw it on TikTok, when I actually saw it and I looked into it, and I was just like you. I'm like, how comes there's no one in Turkey is reporting about it? There's no Universal channel. Even if you look at Universal TV, didn't cover it. So there's a lot of news anchors, especially with a lot of Somali. Like I said, the Fubs actually from the Fob sides, they've got massive following compared to us, and they weren't even talking about it. So it makes you think. Is there something more sinister at play? Is there something more?
Understand? What is that? When you say Fobs, for those who don't understand what that means.
Fobs, it means like again, I always get confused. I'm always forgetting that I'm on a different type of platform. Fobs is the the people that back home that are fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
When you look at their social media presence compared to like, that kind of Bonanko Kusakore, it's unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like there's where the massive audience base is. So maybe it's a problem that I know where there's not a lot of us compared to them, but I don't know. And that's what I mean from Fubs.
Yeah. No, I
when I looked at it, when I looked at the locals, I thought to myself, like, even they're not talking about it. So maybe it's unawareness. Oh, can we say?
I think from the way I looked at it in my own the way I analyzed that whole thing was all the media that linked to like in Somalia. I think they just didn't want to upset the Turkish government, or didn't want to really put the relationship into some sort of like, into question.
Tension.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted any bad publicity for the Turkish government at the moment. And I think if we're actually looking into, if that's how we look at it, obviously the government's looking at it, I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. They should be accountable for if they do something wrong, because obviously they have been invited and given security for sky and the sea for the rest of Somalia. I mean, they should be accountable for what they do. And
but do you think and I always say this, like from Djibouti, Somaliland, all the way, do you think they are run by powers above? That's the question for the diaspora. Maybe that's a question for your audience to leave in the chat. Maybe the people that we're seeing, these so-called leaders, I would like to say, from all regions, maybe they're not really the people that call the shots. Because really, truthfully, there must be, for a country that has all of that prospering. I'm hearing it's like the 5th largest country with untapped oil reserves. How can the people be poor? It's been 30 odd years. Does that make sense? There's something else. Do you think there's something else sinister to play? Would you guys think?
100%. If you just look at the elections, obviously the Somalian government has obviously not been recognized, and I think that's the reason that I honestly think that they're still innocent into when it comes to politics wise, because obviously they're not out there to be doing or negotiating or doing any sort of like crazy policies, because they're not being recognized. I think they are more innocent into that situation. If you look at Djibouti in a different hand, Djibouti is a military base.
Some people call it a garage. Some people call it a pit stop, a garage.
Yeah, it's a
the
military
country
base.
just put their fleets. They just oil up and they just keep it pushing.
And also the French are still there. I don't think it's left. So? The second language is. I don't want to say anything negative about it. I've got a lot of Djibouti friends, but they speak the French language, and I think there's a lot of French people still there. Actually, they live with the population the way it looks like to me, from what I heard. But and if I'm wrong, you can put that in the comments. But they are different because, and the reason why Djibouti is a different place is like it is a military base. There's every country you can think of have a military base there. Just any.
That's true. When I saw Japan and Spain, I thought to themselves, they're not even military countries. So I was like, what the hell? If you research it, Japan is not military based, and Spain. I'm thinking, okay, but isn't it just do with the access to the Nile? What's it called?
Yep.
The river. What's that called? The Red Sea.
Well, I think that's the excuse.
The Suez Canal. It's at the beginning of the Suez Canal, anyway, and it borders Yemen. So that actually is to do with that regional tension. Because right now, if you look at it, the Horn of Africa.
Yeah, I think it was called the Gulf of Aden in it. So.
The Gulf of Aden is the other side, but I'm talking about the Suez Canal. It goes straight from Djibouti, Eritrea, Sudan, all the way to the Nile. So that area is, with the Houthis as well, Yemen being across the river, it's tense. It's tense right now. So Djibouti needs to be scrutinized as well. But would you say that's just East Africa's poor leadership now? Like, let's be honest, 30 odd years right now, if you just look at the instability, especially the whole Somali-speaking regions.
Yeah, I think that is a fair argument. I think the way Djibouti is, I think in a way they are, even though they're very stable and they got a government, I think the president of Djibouti has been there for a long time, isn't he?
Yeah, since 98, I think.
Yeah, so he's never left. So I don't know if they're actually democracy or not, but the way things are there is a bit mad. And obviously that he turned that country into a military base. Probably benefit from it, but I'm sure it's not going to the public either. And if you look at the Somali government, I think that's a bit of a mad one, because it confuses me how it works. Like, to be honest with you, like the people don't vote. So the people that vote is like the politicians from every region, you know, isn't it? Like it's like the main guy, leaders, or whatever tribe, whoever tribe leader in that area is. So they vote for who's going to be the president, and the guy's got the biggest suitcase gets the chair.
That's true. That's true.
If I'm saying something wrong, please correct me.
I'm probably the least qualified person to step on this.
So the guy that was in charge now, his backers are UAE. The guy who was in charge last time around from Archo, his backers were Qatar. So whoever.
No, but isn't that a sign of like things like, especially like people like shouldn't that be like something that we should be aware of, where powers above control the political hemisphere in Somalia? Should I say all across regions from Djibouti? I don't think these people control it.
Yeah, but like,
I was watching the UN woman to Somalia. She's in every office. She's going Djibouti, Hagan. I feel like that woman actually runs the country. Does that make sense?
Is it that white woman?
The old Adana Karen looking woman. Actually, I think I research her. She's the one that runs the country.
She got kicked out from Nigeria, didn't she?
Yeah.
She got kicked out from Nigeria for fraud and like she was doing loads of like she did a lot of crimes in Nigeria. So now she got reassigned to Somalia. So if she was doing that in Nigeria, why people research on her? I mean, she's very. I can't remember. Do you remember, top of your head? Do you know her name?
No, I don't know her name. Some slime. She looks like a typical Karen. I'm not gonna lie to you. She runs the show.
I'll do a research for you very quickly while you guys are still talking.
DLP check.
Yeah. You could just speak. So.
Oh, I'm allowed to speak now. Apparently,
I'm sorry. I was trying to say tickle.
Wow. like a pet. That was just, go on. You can say now. Okay, just taking you outside of this whole politics and stuff like that. What other, like outside of streaming and content creating, all of this stuff, what does Khalid like to do in his spare time, or was this something he aspired to do, grow up, or like?
No, well, it was an accident. It was an accident. I just kind of discovered.
Get it is I'm trying to get at.
Now I kind of discovered this as an accident, bro. I used to be one of them quiet people. And I think one day I was in Hyde Park, innit? And then obviously one of my friends took me to Speaker's Corner and we were just chilling. And I just started talking about something. And then I got a lot of positive feedback in the comments, like, you know what? Why don't you carry on? And now,
was
man,
line,
huh?
Whilst you were in the park, or like, was this being recorded, filmed, or like...
Yeah, it was just being. I didn't even realize. It was just like, what do you think about this? And I just, gave an opinion out, started speaking. Everyone was like, "Oh wow!" And then I got and then I thought, you know what? Let me just keep cracking at it. And then obviously met my brother HadalTV on a TikTok live stream. And then I thought, you know what? All right, cool. Let me follow these brothers. Let me see what it's about. Obviously, one of my passions is football, so I did start following you guys.
Was this all quite recent, or like?
Yeah, this was quite recent.
Serious? Okay. I don't know when I was recent. It seemed like maybe you've had a bit of some time, bit of experience behind you.
No, this is all. I used to stream a couple of years ago on, StreamYards itself, innit?
Yeah.
But I kind of stopped that on the YouTube. But thanks to you guys, I might have to start reviving the YouTube live streams again.
Exactly, man. That's where I'm seeing a lot of traffic there. So,
have you guys tried the TikTok live streams? Have you streamed on other platforms yet?
We've tested TikTok, but we are going to be doing a bit more of that as well, because at the moment we're just kind of like dipping our toes into different parts and just seeing not like what works, but what's effective and what's going to provide value for people more than anything, if that makes sense.
Have you guys tried Twitch or any of that stuff yet? Have you dabbled on that?
It's PlayStation. So I'm a bit of a, I won't say I'm a gamer because I'm not to that standards, but like we're playing FIFA or Warzone or Call of Duty. So you'll catch me on Twitch and YouTube when it comes to that, but that's not like a public thing, right?
What's the ethos behind HadalTV? What was your thing? Because I've seen some of your content. I've seen like big up City TV, legend in the game, big content football creator, big United fan. big up my brother there. I love. He's one of the brothers. I think one of him, Chunks, and a couple of other brothers that set a lot of precedents and open doors for a lot of Somali Mill Street, whatever content creators as well. So I like to pay homage to them guys. But I just wanted to know what was HadalTV about? So I love the name because even when he came on the stream, everyone was like HadalTV. Some of the sisters were like, HadalTV. So
the name.
What's you lot's thing?
So the name, it was something that we were kind of like, I would say, brainstorming for a while, and then I said just one day just came out. I was like, you know what, HadalTV. I was like, yeah, because Hadal just means to talk, to speak. In English, it just means talk TV, like a talk channel. So that's kind of like how the name came about. I wasn't like a genius or anything. I said just came out with it. I was like, you know what, that is beautiful. So we just stuck with that in terms of name.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the ethos and where it is. So we picked this up around COVID times, 2020. COVID, everyone started a podcast. So everyone's at home, so everyone wants to say something. So we just got together. To be honest, we were bouncing this idea pre-COVID as well, and we actually officially made it up in around 2020. And it was just to sit down with people who are local, influential, successful in whatever field, just to get this, because there's a lot of individuals that are doing like good and great things, but no one knows about them. So first it was kind of like to share stories about individuals in Manchester to begin with, try and inspire the next generation, educate people. And now well, I don't know how many episodes we're in, but we've restarted it last year, and it's just been growing. Got different shows, barber talk, untold stories.
I love that. I love the barber talk. I was like, that's wicked.
Where it's at, because it's like a Somali spoken show. It's getting a whole different traction from, I don't know if you want to call it the fobs back home or whatever it might be, but
the locals, the people.
They love it. They love it. All the politics. That's why you don't see me on that, because
he decided not to go and join in.
I said I'm not about it.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, you do speak good Somali.
Yeah, I dabble. But that's that.
But it's just the politics. You're like, nah, that's not me. Somali politics.
Yeah,
I've never really been like yourself, like a person that just speaks, and I don't like arguments. Like I will let you just put your case forward and be like, okay, khalas, salam alaikum. I'll walk out the room. So maybe that's why. But no, it's a great show. I love sitting in the background, and I'm more like the technical person, but that's just kind of like me. But that's kind of like where HadalTV is now. There's a lot to come in the near future. I mean, and there's a lot of growth pending as well, more new shows and stuff like that. Kind of like to throw not the same question, but in terms of your platform. So one thing that I said and yourself mentioned is like politics and back home and discussions and this and that. What other areas or what other topics do you like dive into, whether it's on a stream, on a live, like what other conversations are you having?
Right now, I'd say there is a couple of topics that are very hot in the Somali community. One of them is obviously marriage and sort of relationships nowadays. There's a lot of I don't know, should we go for it? Should I say it? Am I allowed to say it? Phobia.
Yeah.
We've noticed that, especially we've noticed a lot of phobia, misinformation, a lot of hurting people online. Huh?
What is with that? Like, where all this phobia and like look bastard, where's all this negativity come from? Because like it seems to be like everywhere.
I don't know. It's something that we're trying to tackle ourselves because we're a mixed panel. We kind of realize there's a lot of people that
is everyone Somali?
People. Yeah, majority of our panels all Somalis. The majority of the panels, everyone's Somali from all across the world, innit? Home, abroad, everywhere across the world. And we've noticed that. Especially certain countries. You know, us lot in the UK, we've got a big problem with that in the world. A lot of people say the UK are propagating a lot of this. Should we say just Somali gender wars? I don't like to call it that, but so I don't know. It's something weird. Maybe it's learned behavior. Do you think it's learned behavior that we took on from other cultures? Or I'm not really sure.
I'm seeing different cultures mix. So even within our immediate family, it's I don't think it's like a new thing to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I have not seen the amount of stigma and negativity actually attached to.
I think I only see that stuff online.
Yeah,
I don't think I see it in person.
and I think, do you not think like the people that actually come in with all these negative attentions are coming from people that will actually marry outside?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because I see a lot of people that are unhappy, and the community kumere sanaya. But then again, I feel like, okay, if you stepped out of the community, also the whole sort of gender war, like driving brothers and sisters, because I feel like it's always hurt people that hurt people, unhappy people. Does that make sense? People that are unhappy. But with this whole sort of negative sort of portrayal of the Somali man, we don't understand. We're just well.
Give me an example, because I'm not in this space, so throw it.
I think brother Esed knows it. I think he will testify.
Yeah,
the phobia is real. It's real. It's real.
Last time I was in your podcast, I think there was a couple of topics coming in, because there's a lot of people debating on certain different issues. I think one of them were trying to promote for Somali girls to marry outsiders.
Yeah,
and that's like
from
me hearing that, I'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but I think that's fine. I mean, if whoever wants to do that, that's a personal choice.
Yeah,
obviously about promoting it to Somali girls, that's another thing, and also in the same time being negative about Somali men.
Yeah.
So it's like saying
I can see where it starts to get a bit heated.
Yeah.
Now.
So that was a one thing. And then
that is wild. I don't want to be in that room. But
I think every man on that show, it was like. I mean, even to be fair, even the Somali girls on that show, actually, some of them were taken it to town. I mean, they were like,
there must have been one of the Somali girls that must have thought.
There's quite a few of them actually.
I'm not.
No, there was. See, this is the thing. This is the unique thing. Yeah, but some of the sisters where they struggle with, where they're a minority, and they're a minority that's hurt, but they're very vocal and loud, especially on other set platforms. Where a lot of the communities, that's only a few, but they're loud, but they don't really represent what the community stands for. But I think again, we live in the age of information where a lot of fools have microphones. I'm not saying we're one of them, but there is a lot of set of fools that have microphones. Does that make sense? Yeah. Even me myself, I might be accused of being a fool on a microphone. So the generalization, I don't fuck with it. Sorry, pardon my Somali, but we do have people like that. We do have people like, you can edit that bit out if you want. Just beep it out.
Because someone's loud, it doesn't mean they're right. So that's something
that's what it is. Some people are loud, and that's what a lot of our real sisters have told me. Khalid, look, just because they're very loud, they don't really represent, and they're unhappy themselves. That's what it is. Because only someone that has internal racism, really, there's something really wrong about you. I feel sorry for some of these sisters.
100%. Like I think if you're having a good relationship and you're married outside, whether it's, wherever country other men that are from, that's who you married, and you're happy with that, and your life is going great, good luck.
Yeah.
You don't need to come back and then
I don't know why that sounded condescending from you.
No, but
even Khalid knows. Good luck.
Good luck.
Bro, leave the sisters alone.
I'm just saying.
Do you think to be honest, do you think the men play a big part of it as well? Do you think it's a tick for tack from both sides, especially on social media? I feel like it's a certain generation that's on that end, because when they come over to the platform, some of these women, because I've got like some extreme feminazis that come on, and people are like, oh Khalid, how do you have them on stage? But I'm like, we need to hear the other side. Yeah, and it's because I don't really thrive off the echo chamber. I really hate that, and some people don't understand. I do not like echo chambers, and we have to hear the other side.
Always.
So sometimes,
in my
they
opinion,
have valid opinions too, but at the same time, I feel like generalization needs to stop.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, there's no innocent parties at all. I think when it comes to men's as well. I mean, obviously obviously the girls are on a bit of smoke at the moment these days, because that's all I come across quite a lot.
That's true.
I don't see any other cultures or other I don't see Nigerian girls online trashing Nigerian man.
I think it's the algorithm. Maybe that's just what you're seeing.
That's why it is. I think it's the algorithm. I think it's because you're tuned into the Somali side, isn't it? You know, especially on TikTok, you know, but the algorithm is really powerful. We haven't seen an algorithm like that anywhere, so it picks up on what you watch, and it kind of subscribes to you. But at the same time, I don't. Like I said, maybe like the brother said earlier, it's just an online thing, and people need to forget online is different. It's not a representation of the community. Does that make sense? Because I feel like we've got other bigger problems.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've inherited this issue from a set culture. Does that make sense?
And obviously, I still don't think that we understand the effect of social media and how it's affecting the community. Even like, just not even the one we're not talking about outside. I mean, inside Somalia, there's a lot. I mean, like people are on their glued to their phones. I've seen a lot of debates sometimes. I don't even understand, you know, the way how much talk is going on.
Do you think like for a small, I'd say a nation of 30 million odd, do you think we've got a high internet presence for some strange reason?
Yes.
We've got high digital footprint. I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, even on certain platforms, the Somali flag got streamed 2 billion times, more than the Chinese flag. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, why are we online like this? Or a big online community. Well, like, if you look at the certain trends I've seen, like Ajnabis, and I think, have you guys seen it, where we as Somalis will do the same thing? It doesn't get as much traction, but if Ajnabi does it, because I was watching something where a guy's going around with the flags. It's like, do you know what this flag is? And his favorite one, that blue, is the Somali one, Somaliland, Somalia, whatever.
He gets
thinking, hang on a minute. But if a Somali brother or sister does it doesn't really get that much traction. So it makes me think. Dat kan hem hakken zien sometimes.
We need to get a psychologist in this show.
I was watching when Adan guy cooking some Somali food, didn't it? Yeah. And I'm thinking, what? Hang on a minute, there's a sister cooking the same thing, or dat kina, but she doesn't get the same traction.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's weird.
What other topics, what other shows do you also address? Or
well, it's anything and anything really. It's morely free flow, whatever goes. We've got like free flow Saturday. Like today or later on, we'll be doing like the Somali society stream. That means anything goes. Whatever, recap what's going on. We do a lot of recaps. Like you say, we like to go. Geopolitics is a big thing. Home and abroad. A lot of the for some strange reason, relationships come out of nowhere because half the audience is 50% women. They're like, Khalid, we need to talk about this. So it's like, all right, cool, let's go for it. So that's a big part. So I think it's everything underneath the sun.
So when it comes to relationship issues, what's always the common argument?
For me, I'd say the biggest thing is communication. You know, that kind of small misfahmi. Does that make sense? Is it unrealistic expectations? Are we mixing different traditions and different modern time values that maybe some need to get rid of, maybe some need to be introduced and reinstalled as well? So there's a lot that faces the new Somali marriage sort of couple. Is the West designed? Is the West really a place where you can have the nuclear family? Is it designed for the nuclear family? Really? For a Muslim nuclear family, can you actually have a nuclear Muslim family in the West no more?
Big question.
That's a big question.
We'll leave that for the audience in the comments to have their say. In terms of like, how does Khalid's week look like? Like, how often do you come on online in terms of streams and things? Do you have like a schedule, or is it a case of, you know what, today?
It's just schedule. It's slotted 7 p.m. UK timing, Monday to Friday, 7 to 10. Daily, my brother. Consistency.
Nice, beautiful. So Monday to Friday.
Consistency is key.
Weekend is your time off, I take.
Yeah, but on Sundays as well, we do a long stream as well. We usually start from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. But today I'm a big guest at my brother's show, so I had to come through. And usually, that's what I say. Usually I say like, we're consistent, my bro. And then now, inshallah, we're going to be reviving the YouTube stream. So I'm going to be like looking to do every Sunday YouTube bring back the streams on Sunday YouTube so everyone this side the audience could be, you know. Because I feel like I've just got 5K Shankun Melska for a day for no reason. I need to bring it back, bring up the people.
Definitely, we're gonna come on Jordy in there. Let us know when you're ready.
Definitely,
so we can chop it up again. Definitely.
Yeah, man. So like I say, every day if you ain't got nothing to do at 7 p.m, jump on Somali TikTok. Somali Speakers, yeah, already know. 7 p.m. we always kick off, and it's not for the faint-hearted. I'm not gonna lie to you. You gotta hold your square.
Yeah.
And we don't provide aftercare as well. A lot of people accuse us of you don't really care. We're like, you know what? It is what it is. We don't really provide the aftercare thing. So yeah, if you're sensitive and you're a snowflake, it's not really your type of stream.
Okay.
Yeah, the people go in.
Yeah.
Do go in. I think there was a debate the other day that I think, if you don't mind me, I bring it up. Is a Somali singer that got arrested in Hargeisa. Yeah. And people would just go in.
I know.
Someone like super famous.
She got arrested because the religious police basically decided to arrest her because she was in a crowd of men, and half of them were picking her up, and she was getting busted.
Yeah, I mean, this is not like LA, you know what I'm saying? You can't just throw
a concert
in the middle of.
I think it was her uncle.
Let me guess, these men wearing khamis and stuff, like picking her up.
No.
No. The guys that were wearing the khamis shifted her. They said, "Yeah, we can't have this."
Yeah. So they basically, because she is someone like who's famous and in the public eye, and the next minute now, like 2-3 guys are bouncing around.
Yeah.
She's in a crowd of men as well.
Yeah.
And I think they must look for we're not having that. Yeah. Because obviously, like it's just depends on all the people are watching, isn't it? So it's that was it. And I think people saying it was a Qabil issue.
No, I don't think that's the way
Oh, there was people arguing for that, saying that because she didn't like the president of Somaliland, this is the reason why she got arrested. So I think people there is an issue with the Somali community, especially when it comes to the female side of things. They do support each other a lot. You know what I sometimes it's about whether that woman is in the wrong or not.
We're saying the sisterhood's real. The sisterhood's real.
It's strong.
It's strong. It's strong and wrong.
It could be, most times it could be wrong, but like, isn't that a common thing, or is it just me? Because like I went into like certain conversations where like the girls clearly in the wrong, and you got 3 or 4 girls, and you're just thinking, is this normal? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's something we have to be used to as Somali men now. It's like, yo, listen. Or even some of them, the sisterhood's real, even if they're wrong and strong. It's ra'ya. And a group collective.
And I think that could be a dangerous thing, because like if a brother, if a Somali brother is wrong and he's tried to, I'll be the first one to say, yo, come on.
You're not wrong.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, don't you feel like the femsphere and the male thing is wrong? Because we're straight to the forward. Even if we don't know each other, we'll be like, Khalid Bakuchita.
Yeah.
But with the sisters, there's a lot of feelings. They're gonna put their feelings in the way. Oh, she might be because a lot of sisters tell me we tell each other in the backstages, but not in public.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is it? Like how you feel doesn't make you right. Like you feel that way, fair enough. And we could.
But you're dealing with a being. No, but you're dealing with a human being that the whole apparatus is feelings. Because the other day I got accused brothers. I was saying something. And someone said the exact same thing, but they're like, no, Khalid, it was your tone. I couldn't believe it. I was like, my tone. I had to scratch my head, my brothers. I was like, all right, how else was I supposed to say that? It was like, no, but it was your tone.
So the tone is the issue?
The tone is the way you're saying it. It's how you're saying it. It's who you're saying it to.
You were not right or wrong. It's just the way you deliver.
It doesn't matter. It's just how you deliver. It's all in the delivery. I like it.
It's key, man.
And that's where we are.
That's what it is. I'll tell you, my brothers, man. Maybe that's a lesson that we need to learn. I'm Somali men as well. We need to start promoting. Guys, it's the delivery and the tones, especially with the senoritas.
Thanks for watching. I've been Ahmed. We've been Asad. Like and subscribe. And Khalid, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to Somali Speakers on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and we do weekly live streams on TikTok as well, 7 o'clock. Mr. Speaker, Somali Speakers on TikTok, so come through, join us, and share, like, and subscribe.
Thank you, man.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much,
tuning in.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.
Take care.